Hello and welcome. So I'm going to take a look at the Guardian's Quick Cryptic crossword, and this is being published on Saturday the 11th of October 2025. Now, very strange situation really, because I actually came in and did this at 6:15 this morning, and it was a puzzle by Pasquale, and I checked back and I noticed that actually as I was doing it I was like, oh, this is the same puzzle as number 65 that we had at the end of June. Anyway, I completed it and I've uploaded it to YouTube, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I've now come back in at just kind of mid-morning, 10:30, 11 o'clock, and they've replaced it with a puzzle by Chandler. And I could even, when I actually came in, still had all the letters from my previous puzzle attempt in there. So, like this one up here, you could read a word. So, I don't think it really matters to me, but anyway, so as always, these quick cryptics are they're intended to introduce for beginners, and so they have 11 by 11 grid, and they have 4 clue types. Anagrams, which are quite good because they've got the letters in the clue. Hidden words, well, we like those because they are definitely in the clue. Acrostics, those are good because you just take the letters from other words to get the answer. And they've got deletions, which are not so fun really. The example they use for deletion is car journey that loses parking. Takes a turn or something, which is a spin is a car journey apparently. Losing P for parking becomes a sin. Must be, I can't remember exactly what the clue was, but so yeah, deletions can be a bit tough. I always talk these through pretty nice and slowly, and if you have a look at the number 80, the previous version, I didn't talk it through that slowly because I began to see the answers very quickly because I'd just taken a glance at number 65. But anyway, I've been waffling on for a couple of minutes. It's time to crack on. So, exile, heading up, but heading up makes it's an acrostic here. So, what have we got? Banish, banish. There we are. To banish is to exile. So, all those words, bar again, names, islanders, serving hotel, really don't mean anything. Because it's just heading up is an acrostic. Now, I think that would be a lot harder if you didn't know there were acrostics in this. Because I'd start looking at H for hotel as a letter and so on. I mean, it is anyway, but right, 4 letters. Discontinue this topic. Not entirely makes it as a hidden word. There's stop, and to discontinue is to stop. So yeah, that's that one. 8 letters, 3 and 2. So normally I think if you've got 2 letters, it's going to be in, on, or up. That's my first thought about any puzzle when I face that. Let's see if that gets me anywhere. Allowance, I forgot in desert, or desert. Desert, isn't it? But desert can be said as desert, as in to leave or abandon. Allowance, I forgot. Top up in desert. Maybe top up, I don't know. Let's go on to 9. If you can't get a clue, don't hang too long on it first. Just get the ones you can get. 9 across, 5 letters. Select, group, captivated, could be a hidden word indicator, by novel items. There is the elite, and the elite are a select group. So that's that. Should we try and get these 2 here? 6 down. P something, E something. 1 playing instrument without piano in part of resort. Sometimes resort can be resort, indicating an anagram, but part of resort. 1 playing instrument without piano in part of resort. Well, if you think of holiday resorts, I live on the south coast holiday resort. You get piers, so it's a pier. That's the answer. And the reason I know it's a pier is because I've actually done the thing in my head where I've gone, okay, 1 playing an instrument. If I would put a P in there, that would give me a piper. So the person who's playing the instrument is the piper. And without piano, P for piano is an allowable abbreviation because in musical notation it means play quietly. And P for piano, meaning play quietly, comes up quite a lot in your puzzles, so worth remembering that. So that's correct. Let's have a look at 5 down. T something, I something. Slim, I'm thinking thin. An object, no good. Well, good is a G. Quite often, not another abbreviation. And actually, if an object, if I've got thin, and I were to add a G to the end of that, I'd get thing. So yeah, it's an object, which is a thing. Take the G off, gives you thin, which is slim. Right, let's go back to the acrosses. 10 across. you don't know. Yeah, you can actually, we can work off. Let's work off what we've got. That's a good way of doing some things sometimes. One down. B something like to scold. Robber. Robber's got a B in it. 6 letters. Could be an anagram indicator. At Emporium in part. Okay, there's a B there. B-E-R-A-T-E. Berate. So in part is a hidden word indicator. And to scold is to berate. So there we go. Right. What's 2 down? N something something. Something's at 6 letters. Leaders in. Okay. N-A-T-U-R-E. Nature. Nature is your constitution. I'm just looking at this one. Rat. Allowance. I forgot in dessert. Allowance. Rat up. Ret up. Rat. Ret. Rin or rot. Rit. Rot. I see we've got that right. Let's just double check. North American T-U-R-E. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at 3 down, beginning with S. Scurrying and scaled. Now I'm looking at and scaled as being, I've got an S there, and when I saw scurrying I did vaguely think maybe there's an anagram coming up, and I've got 10 letters across and scaled, and we've got a 10 letter clue, so that suggests, and there's an S in there, there's 2 S's in there, thing made on a beach. Gosh, what would that be? Ants scaled would be a sandcastle. So there you go. Okay. I'm going to look here again. Allowance. I forgot in dessert. Is this saying, think of a word for dessert? Word for dessert. For dessert or desert. I'm not sure. Take an I out of it. So take an I out of that. Could that be a ration? Ration, which is to rat on. Allowance. Rat on. Yeah, okay. Yep. That's it. Isn't it? I think so. An allowance is a ration. Take the I out of ration. So forget the I. Gives you rat on. If you rat on someone, you desert them. Okay. Not a definition I'm familiar with. But I did say to you that quite often a 2-letter one is an in, an on, or an up, and I was proven right on the on version, so remember that. 10 across, TRC, 8 letters. Tutor can has got TRC, it's 8 letters. Upset could be an anagram. Indicator, renegade. So we're looking for a word for renegade, and my brain's gone. That's a turncoat. I'm going to leave this long down until I've got some more letters, although this one's a long across with 1 letter. But let's have a look at 13. What's that? 8 letters again with an S in it. And ace poles is 8 letters. It's got an S in it. And cooked could be an anagram indicator. So a thin slice of meat from those letters is an escallop, isn't it? Gosh, escallop. Okay, I'm going to go back to the acrosses because I don't fancy these 2 6-letter words with an O and E only. 16. I'm a fan of across clues rather than down ones because I can't quite visualise them downwards, filling in the letters. 16 across. 1 having hump. I've got 5 letters with an L and my brain's gone camel. Criticised another, M-E-L, male eating loudly. 4 starters. It's an acrostic, isn't it? So yeah, a camel has humps, and criticised, A for another, M for male, E for eating, and L for loudly. Now, the reason I'm taking those letters is because they're not all, you wouldn't always be able to just abbreviate them, but 4 starters is instructing us that there is an acrostic there, so that's allowable. Right, 17, 5 letters, tiny creature, caught out. Now caught would be is quite often a C, cricket notation. Out, I don't know if out is an O, a valid abbreviation. Can be an anagram though. Caught out in small picture, tiny creature, caught out in small picture. Small picture is a pick. Is that a word, co-pick? Don't think so. I'm going to leave that one and move on because I'm not sure. 18 across, 4 letters. Things on which to wipe feet. Well, that's normally a doormat of some sort. In room at studio, and there's M ats, ATS. Across the line break. One. That's always a little bit harder to see when the hidden word goes across 2 lines like that. But yeah, thing you wipe your feet on is the doormat, and room at studio has mats in it, and in is your hidden word indicator. Right, should we have a look at this, which looks like scam, I suppose. Rascal, yeah, scam, losing power in dishonest scheme. Well, dishonest scheme is a scam, and losing power, P is a valid abbreviation for power. I think probably it's the scientific annotation for power. So you see that if you're doing sciencey things, so therefore it's a valid abbreviation. A rascal, if you put P on the end, becomes a scamp. So that's that. This one, emit or smut, I don't know. Give out, okay, give out is to emit. Brief, right away. Brief, is that remit? Yes, so yeah, your remit for doing a job is your brief. Take the R for right away from remit becomes emit, and you emit, the sun emits light, so it gives out light. R for right is an allowable abbreviation because you see left and right, L and R all over the place, don't you really? So, okay, let's have a look at, let's do 7. What the heck? EAA, is it 8, 10 letters? Wow. A part sites has got that EAA. I can instantly see there's 10 letters there. We've got 1, 4, 5. Played was that in the corner of my vision, telling me there's an anagram indicator probably there. So A part sites. For one aiming to break away from state. Well, what's that? Ooh, revolutionary. It's not revolutionary, but okay, I'm gonna a part sites separatist. Okay, I would not say that's an easy word to get to on an anagram. It just kind of, I saw it, separatist. Okay, that's that. Right, now we've got an I on 17. Tiny creature caught out in small picture. Well, small picture could be an image or an icon. Tiny creature beginning with an I. Cool. Caught out in small picture. Not sure about that one still. I can't think of tiny creatures beginning with I. Can't think what a small picture is that would maybe need a C going into it, or CO into it. Let's look at 19. Something T, something less original, so that'll be probably ending in ER, because something that's less or more normally has an ER ending to it. Alerts has got a T, an E and an R. Getting broadcast. Broadcast is sometimes an anagram indicator, and actually, therefore, less original would be staler. So there you go. So 11 down. Something O, L's. Most other runners seem exhausted, loving, principally, well, we've got an L there for, we've got MORSEL, which is a morsel, which is a bit of food, and the word principally is your acrostic indicator. Still don't know what that is. 12 down, ER, some. Some is the classic hidden word indicator. So ELTER, belter, outstanding figure, belter. That's a belter. Okay, I'll take it. I'm just not quite sure what's going on there. Right, okay. And now I know what this is because my brain has gone. Tiny creature is an insect. Take the C for caught out of insect. Gives us an inset, which is a small picture. You get up in the corner of something. So there we go. All done, I think. Let's check it. Yep, nothing seems unhappy. So there it is. Wow. I thought that through. I'm doing it a bit mid-morning, actually, a bit more time to think about it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the old number 80, the Pasquale one. But that was a good little puzzle from Chandler. And I think it was well pitched, really, because there was nothing in. There's no words in there you don't really know. Maybe escallops a bit more as a slice of meat, and turncoat a raton. Actually, don't know raton particularly, but it's correct. So there we go. Right. Anyway, thank you for watching.